as soon as you feel like someone's a grifter, you got to cast them out.
So Dave Rubin is a former TYT host turned classical liberal, then turned open conservative. He's had quite the transformation over the past 3 years. He's had a problem getting back on Joe Rogan's show. So you're going to see a clip of that in a minute. But before I even get there, I've done several videos on Dave Rubin over the years discussing how he's a grifter, how he clearly has no political ideology, how people that were close friends with him have now been very open and honest about Dave Rubin was essentially just chasing money, and that's why he left TYT and eventually did his own thing and you know, got backed by the Koch brothers for a lot of his early work at least. And now is part of Blaze TV. Anyways, he's gone through a crazy transformation, chasing money, and it appears now that Joe Rogan is aware that Dave Rubin is a grifter. I quite enjoyed seeing this clip online. So this was posted by Dave Rubin Clips, which is a fantastic account on Twitter. If you're on Twitter, follow them. But check this out.
Here's the thing. Even if people are wrong about many things, or even, I'll explain this better. Even if you disagree with the way people feel about so many different things, it doesn't mean you can't be their friend. It doesn't. And I'm telling you, we got it wrong,
that's so
man.
sweet.
Here's what's important. What's important is whoever that person is, they got to be sincere. Now, as soon as you feel like someone's a grifter, you got to cast them out.
Right.
You got to cast them out because they got to figure that out on their own, and they got to apologize.
That's cool, man.
Listen, you can be wrong, but you have to be honest. And if you're just bullshitting, then I can't hang out with you.
Dude, hey,
will I go on Rogan's podcast? I asked him, and our PR people asked him about a bajillion times to go on for my book. We did not get a response as far as I know, so I don't know what happened there. It's a little weird for me to say that publicly. I don't know what happened.
And people like to get sneaky and use, no, I'm a classic liberal.
Yeah, because
what is that? What is that?
Exactly.
You're a fucking Republican.
And it's funny.
There you go. Now, obviously, look, he's not clear that it's Dave Rubin, but he's not gonna say it by name. He clearly doesn't want to make, you know, a thing out of it. He doesn't want it to go, you know, viral. He doesn't want, you know, a clip like that of him going after somebody who used to be on the show. He doesn't want that online. But I think it's pretty clear who he's talking about here. And I also, look, I gotta say, I totally understand Rogan's position here. In terms of, like, this clip actually allowed me to better understand Rogan's thought process when having people on. Now, you know, I wish he would sometimes recognize that somebody is a grifter before he brings them on the show. Dave Rubin's a perfect example. It was clear he was a grifter before he was on the show. Tim Pool, another great example. But it allows me to understand when he brings someone on like Ben Shapiro, because I do think Ben Shapiro believes what he says. He's been entrenched in his world for so long that and he speaks about it in a way, and he's also, you know, very religious. So you can kind of understand, or at least acknowledge that Ben Shapiro, I think, believes most of what he says. I think there are sometimes where he definitely does not, but for the most part, his entire ideology, it kind of makes sense. Especially when you see Ben Shapiro just come out, you know, straight up and say that he doesn't think empathy should be involved in politics. If you're just going to be honest about that and not realize you are acknowledging that politics should have, you know, the sociopaths in charge, well, then clearly you must believe what you're saying. Otherwise, you would have recognized how dumb that comment was. But anyways, I think that's why he has people on like Ben Shapiro and not Dave Rubin.